Welcome to Unit 3, Lesson 2. Today we're going to be talking about the long division method of division. Yesterday we talked about dividing with zeros, which is helpful, but it doesn't always work all the time. You'll need your math notebook out today as you listen to this video. Please copy down the Unit 3, Lesson 2, long division method, and the problem that you see in front of you. 647 divided by 2. Now that you have these items copied down, there are a few steps that we are going to follow as we do long division. We are going to divide, multiply, subtract, check, and bring down. Now, that's a lot of steps, and so some very smart math people who are probably pretty hungry came up with an acronym to follow the DMSCB. And that acronym is Does McDonald's serve cheese burgers? Now, that's just a silly saying to help us to remember the steps in order. Divide, multiply, subtract, check, bring down. Let's use these steps to solve our problem, 647 divided by 2. Now remember, what we're really asking here is we want to divide 647 items into 2 equal groups. The first thing that we're going to do is we're going to divide. How many times does 2 go into 6, or 6 divided by 2 is what? Well, I know that 2 goes into 6 3 times. 2, 4, 6. So I'm going to put 3 on top because 6 divided by 2 is 3. Now that I've divided, I'm going to multiply. 2 times 3. 2 times 3 is 6. And I'm going to put my 6 right here, down below. Now I'm going to subtract. 6 minus 6 is 0. Next, I'm going to check. What I'm looking for is this number must be smaller than the number that I'm dividing by, or my divisor. Is 0 smaller than 2? You betcha. I'm good. Now I'm going to bring down. I'm going to bring down my 4. And we're going to start our process over again. First, I'm going to divide. How many? 4 divided by 2. How many can I get in 2 equal groups? Sometimes I think, how many times can 2 fit into 4? Well, 2, 4 fits in 2 times. Then I'm going to multiply. 2 times 2 this time is 4. Put it right down below. Now I'm going to subtract. 4 minus 4 is 0. Now I'm going to check. Is 0 smaller than 2? Yep. So now I can bring down. All the way down here. Now let's do our steps again. 7 divided by 2. Well, 2 goes into 7. 2, 4, 6, 8. It doesn't go in evenly. So remember, we think how many times can it fit in without going over? 2, 4, 6. 3 times. So I'm going to put my 3 on the top. Then I'm going to multiply. 2 times 3 is 6. Next, I'm going to subtract. 7 minus 6 is 1. Now let's check. Is 1 smaller than 2? Yep, we're good. Then I can bring down. Wait a second, I don't have any other numbers to bring down. If I've run out of numbers to bring down, then I know that my 1 becomes what's left over, my remainder. Remainder 1. 647 divided by 2 is 323, remainder 1. Let's write down another example together. If it helps you, you can write down DMSCB to help you walk through the steps. Let's have our next problem divide by 3. So let's do 786 divided by 3. 786 divided by 3. Let's walk through our steps. Does McDonald's serve cheeseburgers? Or divide, multiply, subtract, check, bring down. The first thing that I'd like to do is divide 7 divided into 3 equal groups. Or how many times does 3 go into 7 without going over? If I'm counting by 3s, I'm going 3, 6, 9. Ooh, 9 is too big. So 6 must be it. So I'm going to put my 2 on the top for my division. Check. Then I'm going to multiply. 3 times 2 is 6. Check. Next I'm going to subtract. 7 minus 6 is 1. Check. Is 1 smaller than 3? Yes, it is, so I'm good to go. If it's bigger than 3, you'll know that you haven't divided correctly and you'll need to start over in the process. If you're right, if 1 is smaller than 3, then we can bring down 8. Now let's start our process over again. This time I'm asking 18 divided by 3. 3 times what is 18 without going over? Well, 3 times 6 is 18 evenly, right? So we'll put the 6 up on the top. Then I'm going to multiply. 3 times 6 this time is 18. Now I'm going to subtract. 18 minus 18 is 0. Now I'm going to check. Is 0 smaller than 3? Yeah, we're good to go. Now let's bring down. Let's do this step one more time. 6 divided by 3, or how many times does 3 go into 6? Well, 3 goes into 6 evenly, 2 times. Then I'm going to multiply. 3 times 2 is 6. I'm going to put it down below. Then I'm going to subtract. 6 minus 6 is 0. Check. Is 0 smaller than 3? Oh no, there's nothing else to bring down. That means that I don't have any remainders. When I have a remainder of 0, you can put remainder 0, but it really doesn't mean anything, so you can just leave it blank. 786 divided by 3 is 262. How are you feeling? Why don't you try to do this next problem by yourself? Pause this video and then check to see how you did. Here's your next problem. 955 divided by 4. Walk through the steps of divide, multiply, subtract, check, and bring down. Once you've done that, play this video to see how you've done. You've given it a try. Let's see how you did. First, I'm going to divide. 9 divided by 4, or how many times does 4 go into 9? I'm going to count by 4s over here. 4, 8, 12, 16. I've got 8. 12 is too big. So I'm going to say 2 times. 9 divided by 4 is 2. Then you should have multiplied. 4 times 2 is 8. Then I subtract. 9 minus 8 is 1. Then I'm going to check, is 1 smaller than 4? We're good to go. Now I'm going to bring down. 15. Let's start our process over again. Divide. 15 divided by 4. I'm going to set this up over here. What is 15 divided by 4? Well, I know 4, 8, 12, 16 is too big. So, I'll have to be 3. That's the closest I can get without going over. 4 times 3 is 12. Now I'm going to subtract. 15 minus 12 is 3. Checking. 3 smaller than 4? Yes, it's still smaller than 4. Now I'm going to bring down. 5. How are you doing? Hope you're doing okay so far. Now we're trying to get up to 35. So 4, 8, 12, 16, 20, 24, 28, 32, 36. Oops, 36 is too big. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 35 divided by 4 is 8. And we know that 4 times 8 is 32. Now I'm subtracting. 35 minus 32 is 3. Check. Is 3 smaller than 4? Yep. Bring down. I don't have anything else to bring down. My remainder is 3. Before I send you off on your homework today, I want to try one that's a little bit bigger. You can feel free to pause this video and give it a try yourself, and then check your answer by listening. Or you can do it with me, whichever you feel most confident with. Let's move on and see if we can do a number that's divided in the thousands. So let's do 1,285 divided by 3. Let's get started. Feel free to pause this video and try it by yourself first. To start with, I want to think about this number 1. Wait, if I have 1 cookie trying to divide it between 3 people, that's not enough. Let's move on then. If it's not enough even to go in once, let's look at the 12 instead. How many times does 3 go into 12? 12 divided by 3 is 4. So I'm going to put my 4 on top. Then I'm going to multiply. 3 times 4 is 12. Next, I'm going to subtract, and I get 0. Is 0 smaller than 3? Yep, pass the check. Now I'm going to bring down 8. Let's start our process over again. 8 divided by 3. I know 3, 6, 9. Well, 9's too big, so it must be 2. 3 times 2 is 6. I've multiplied, now I'm going to subtract. 8 minus 6 is 2. Let's check. Is 2 smaller than 3? Yep, we're good to go. Now I'm going to bring down 25. Now, normally we wouldn't have 1 to bring down and 2 would be our remainder. But now that we have something to bring down, we're just going to keep repeating our process. How many times does 3 go into 25 without going over? 3, 6, 9, 12, 15, 18, 21, 24, 27. 27's too big. So we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 times. 25 divided by 3 is 8. Now I'm going to multiply. 3 times 8 is 24. I'm going to put my 24 down below here. Then I'm going to subtract. 25 minus 24 is 1. Now I'm going to check. Is 1 smaller than 3? Yep, we're good. Now we're going to bring down. We don't have anything to bring down. so my remainder is 1. Following these steps can be confusing, but it's nice to be doing the same thing again and again. Don't forget, divide, multiply, subtract, check, bring down. Or, does McDonald's serve cheese